This game seems to care more about structure than really the plot making perfect sense, right? Because you could go down Haruka's route, experience Haruka being run over by a car, get sent back in time by the bell, and in doing so, not go back in time with Yuka. Yuka gets freed from the time loop. Yuka continues on her life without you. But you get sent back in time. As you encounter Haruka running into your room again, having had this bad dream that wasn't really a dream, because that's just what happens at that time you went back to, and then decide, well, maybe because you decide, or because you lost your memories, to go do the Yuka route and save Yuka, and now both you and Yuka live on. And or you can do this that sort of thing continuously in a repeating pattern, and split the consciousnesses of all the girls up into zillion different branches. So which one does the girl actually experience? Or you could say both, but it's something that time travel plots tends to do that makes no sense, is the idea of splitting consciousnesses. If there's two separate timelines, as your consciousness goes through time and experience things, what would make you go to experience that on which is on one timeline as opposed to the other? You go, well, there's another version of experience. Yeah, but why would you be on one side instead of the other? There's no reason to pick one. If you get what I'm saying. Anyway, last time we learned that the bell sends you back in time. You don't necessarily have to be in the Shikinomori Shrine, or even know about it for that to work. You just got to be dying, and when you're dying and the bell rings, you go back in time. Also, there's some sort of proximity effect to it, so if someone's next to you, they go back in time with you. The Shikinomori Shrine, apparently, all it does is allow you to go forward in time. It's not what allows you to go back in time, and that is an obscured element in Yuka's ending. You think, I thought it was like, you go back into the shrine, you go back. You go forward off the end of the cliff, you go forward. But apparently you go back even if you're just not going off the cliff. In any way, you were not going off that cliff. Okay, so we're in this ending, or in this route, we went back in time with Haruka, but Haruka didn't retain her memories like when we went back in time with Yuka. Which seems to indicate to me that for each girl, there's an ending where you go back in time and they retain their memories. The girl does. You go back in time and there's a good and there's a bad, depending on the decisions you make at the end. And there's a third ending where you go back in time without their memories, and then you're inevitably going to end up in a bad end. Don't know if this is true, but that's what I'm speculating. That's what I'm theorizing right now. And there's 19 of these endings. And I believe there's 6 girls, right? There's Saki, Kurumi, Izumi. There's only 5. That blows everything up. That just doesn't... Oh dear. There's only 5 girls that are there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, never mind. I don't know what the other 4 endings would be. If there's 3 endings per girl, then that would be 15, that would be 4 extra. There are 6 girls, that would make 18 and 1 extra, but there are only 5 girls, so that makes things even weirder. So I still no clue what the ending structure is, beyond that there might be 3 of those sorts of endings per girl. It appears that in order to retain your memories, the girl has to see the talisman somehow, or at least you do. So what's kind of updated that's of interest here is the movies tab. So we have the opening, we have the PSP opening, we have the bad end, Yuka bad end, Haruka loop and Yuka loop and Haruka loop. So let's guess what the other ones are. The other 3 girls loops, probably, right? Other 4 girls ends, 2 unaccounted for. Unless there's another bad end movie. Okay. And of course, how would you know that Haruka was pranking you when she reached out for your hand at the pool? If you didn't go to the pool? That will never be resolved. So I'm done save scumming with this, I'm just gonna blast through to the ending from this point. Because we made a promise. That's right, last night I once again promised to go fishing with Haruka. Not only... Let's see here. Okay. Not only is this a way for me to preserve my bond with Haruka, but I also think that it's the best way for Haruka to find her heart. But on the third, in my memories, Haruka didn't come to wake me. Something is beginning to change, is that it? Well, whatever, let's begin right away. Alright then, shall we go? Yes. And then we arrive at the pier, same as always. Haruka becomes engrossed in fishing while I blankly stare at her face, as always. A natural smile rises on her lips. I truly cherish the time I spent with Haruka. However, I don't have much time left. This afternoon will be a challenge. Now is not the time to get intoxicated with euphoria. They make a big deal out of this in this route, but if you choose the Yuka route, he simply just punches Okuhiko, and that was the answer. Haruka, please listen carefully. What? Haruka turns towards me while dangling her fishing line on the surface of the sea. Today, perhaps something really bad might happen. But it's going to be a misunderstanding. So I want you to not get upset and remain calm. Huh? What are you talking about? You may not understand right now. But I want you to believe in me. Haruka's honest eyes look straight into mine. I understand. I'll trust you. Thank you. Feeling a little relieved by those words, I cast my baitless fish hook out to the sea. Right now, I want time to think, so I'm not going to be fishing. All that's left is just to make sure Okuhiko doesn't get angry. Honestly, fishing doesn't distract you from anything. Well then, what should I do? For now, I should try not to kiss Haruka today. Alright, looks like it's time to head back. I tell Haruka this when the sky has been dyed a brilliant red color. Today I haven't kissed Haruka. The truth is I was on edge the whole time, wondering when she would bring it up, but in the end she never showed any signs of doing so. You didn't catch any fish today, did you? Nope, but you caught more than enough to compensate for that, so isn't that good? Can we come here together again? Yeah, of course. Promise? Promise. Come on, everyone's waiting, so let's go back. Yes. This time I decide that we should return later than we did last time. With this, maybe that incident won't happen. That's what I'd hoped, but... When I return to the lodge after fishing, we find that the others haven't come back yet. What should I do? First, the most important thing is to make sure that Haruka isn't left alone with Okuhiko. In the short time I have, instead of returning to my room, I rest in the living room with Haruka. Are you tired? No, I'm alright, I had fun, so... Just then, all of a sudden, the front door is violently thrown open. It's Okuhiko. Okuhiko strides towards us while straddling his shoulders, okay. That looks goofy. Saying he's not pleased would be an understatement. Before long, he takes an imposing stance in front of Haruka and suddenly says this. Why did you go fishing with Ishihara? What do you see in that? Even though he's right in front of me, Okuhiko calls me that. He talks as if he's ignoring my existence altogether. Makoto is kind to me. Kind Ishihara, he's nothing but a vulgar. And that is like... There's a joke about that from elementary school, I'm not going to use it. Anyway, in any case, it's clear as day that he has an ulterior motive. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it ulterior, but yes, we have a hidden motive. We trust each other, you wouldn't understand. You're the one who doesn't understand about Ishihara. What's going on between me and Makoto is none of your concern. You're wrong, it does concern me, Haruka-chan. I hold it right there. I said I was done save scumming. I lied blatantly. Okay, let's go. We don't need someone like him killing the mood. Wait, tell him straight. Huh? About me and you, about how we trust each other, no matter what happens, isn't that right? Tell Okuhiko, tell him it doesn't concern him. Tell him we're all the only ones who understand. This is really bad. Why aren't you saying anything? Haruka and Nobuhiko were waiting for me to speak. But that awful event couldn't happen depending on my reply. This time should I answer? That's right, Haruka and I trust each other. I managed to say it. Makoto and I trust each other. He even gave me... Boop.
はるかちゃんになんてことをするんだ。君の持ちはるかちゃん、こんないい加減なやつのどこがいいんだ。
誠はいい加減じゃない。
僕は違う。信じるなんてレベルじゃない。わからないのかい？僕を見るんだ。君を愛している男がここにいる。
Haruka looks away from Okuhiko's face and looks at me. It's a gaze that seems to be seeking something. Stop it, Okuhiko. Sound echoes through the living room. We all turn towards the sound. Saki is standing frozen by the front door. He's carrying her basket. By her feet are tennis rackets. Triple ellipses. I was unable to change the flow of time. Okay. All we did was go fishing. Wasn't much, really. All we did was go fishing. I say this to try to calm Okuhiko down. Why'd you go with this Edward at all, Haruka-chan? It's not a bad piece and we're just keeping our promise. Right. It was an unexpected promise. Promise? And make a promise with me, Haruka-chan. Tomorrow the two of us will. Doesn't concern you. Tell Okuhiko, tell him it doesn't concern him. Tell him we're the only ones who understand. Same words. Because you don't have a choice in this matter. This game's gonna make the same thing happen no matter what you choose. That means the same thing will happen. Why'd you say anything? Okay. This ends up the same way, right? Okay. And lastly, we try to load this save. Calm down, Okuhiko. Oh, well, that's just this answer. Okay. Okay, so that's like, it just kind of teases you. But you can't actually do anything. Okay. Sweet. That makes it simple. Turn to my room and I'm sitting down on my bed. In a daze. I'm very absent-minded at the moment. Saki got angry and revealed the truth about Haruka. History is completely repeating itself. So even if I struggle, it's all futile. I am crushed by my own powerlessness. Meanwhile, in the other route, after a while, I hear the sound of knocking on the door. It's Haruka. Haruka enters my room, but she doesn't open her mouth. It's not like she's looking for what words to say. She's just standing still, seeming as if she's waiting for me to say something to her. This isn't something you should really worry about, I say this gently. I really don't want her to be worried by it. I don't want to see Haruka looking depressed over thinking that there's an issue with her being a clone. That's why I have no heart. Okay, same dialogue. Even if you were clone, Haruka's Haruka. Okay, so that's same dialogue again. Huh. So a little bit different. Okay. Okay. The recesses of Haruka's now exposed forehead, I find a small scar. Guess actually, I'm being lazy and not reading this out loud, so anyway. What should I do at a time like this? I already know that. I gently touch Haruka's hair, and then I begin to bring my lips near her forehead. Just then, I suddenly notice something. In the recesses of Haruka's now exposed forehead, I find a small scar. Okay. Microchips. The mark of the beast. I feel like I've seen something I shouldn't have, so I quickly take my hand out of Haruka's hair.
どうしたの？
What's wrong? No, it's nothing.
こと
Koto, you're hiding
何か
something.
隠してる。誠と私。
Even though we trust each other.
私の額。
You've just been gazing at my forehead. I glance. Haruka must have realized that I was firmly staring at her forehead. Even though we trust each other. She's right, I don't really have a reason to hide it, do I? I resolve myself into try asking her. Choice, Haruka, that scar on your forehead. How did you get it?
傷跡？
Scar? Yeah.
これのこと？
You mean this? Haruka says this and softly parts her bangs. It really is there. It's a small, thin scar that I would never have noticed if I hadn't seen it up close. How'd you get that? I try asking one more time. Haruka remains silent. She tilts her head as if to say, who knows? You don't remember? Haruka nods. Uh-oh. I see. And I mutter this, I lower Haruka's bangs. So it's like, is this a sci-fi thing, or is this she got hit by a car scar? And
そ
then,
れじゃ
well then, good night. Haruka leaves the room as if nothing happened. The last smile she shows me calms my heart down. One small exchange managed to erase my previous depression. Well, it's definitely going to be super plot relevant. It's probably not just me. I think Haruka is also going through the same thing. Shortly after Haruka leaves, I hear another knock on the door. The door opens and Izumi-san steps into the room. Okay, like the last third, Izumi-san tells me various stories related to clones. But I've heard the exact same details once already, so though I feel guilty for doing it, I tune out Izumi-san. It's just that I can't think of anything but Haruka. She's the only thing I'm able to think about. Izumi-san continues her story, ignorant of my inattention. However,
私の父
my father is currently the authority on genetic engineering. I'm just repeating what he told me. Suddenly my heart skips a beat at those words. In the next instant, I casually express a question that suddenly hit me. Izumi-san, your father hasn't made any clones, has he? It's like, finally the question comes up. After like 40 hours or something. Huh? Izumi-san's face instantly goes pale. It's the first time I've seen Izumi-san like this. Ah, did I ask something wrong?
そうじゃ
That's not it, but
誠くん
listen to me carefully about the clone trial. Why do you think the tried scientist thought of making a clone despite knowing he could receive severe punishment? Well, because he wanted to see his lost child again?
そう
Yes, he wanted to see his lost child again. My father was always also the same.
私のお父さんは
So they made a clone of Kurumi. Your father? Wait, you're not telling me that
くるみが
Kurumi was kidnapped shortly after she was born.
行方不明になった
Kurumi... Okay, so Kurumi is a clone. So I was right, and then I second-guessed myself, thought she was time machined, and then I was actually right. Okay. Dumbfounded, I become lost in Izumi-san's story. It happened without warning. One day, Izumi-san's parents went out shopping, taking their one-month-old baby with them, Kurumi. In that shopping center, they took their eyes off her for 1 minute. and the next she had suddenly vanished. All that was left of her was her empty stroller, but they found a cell on it. In other words, Kurumi had been kidnapped. According to the witnesses, the kidnapper's demands were already left behind in the stroller. A bounty for the criminal was quickly placed at the police station as the police station tirelessly searched for Kurumi. The media extensively reported on this, but in the end they couldn't find Kurumi. And then, around 1 year after Kurumi's disappearance, Dr. Mino decided to recreate Kurumi. I want to see my child again no matter what. With these sentiments that any parent must have, he thought to use his own technology to achieve them. If anyone found out, he'd be severely punished and also booted from the world of genetic engineering. Despite that, the doctor began to work on creating a clone. First, Dr. Mino obtained a sample of Kurumi's blood. It was held in the cold storage of a university hospital because it had been taken from Kurumi immediately after birth in order to be examined to see whether or not she had any infectious diseases or any abnormalities in her white blood cells and the like. Or this is just random plot convenience, and I don't know if they really blood draw babies. The nucleus extracted from Kurumi's blood cell was then transplanted into an egg cell that has already had its nucleus extracted, then implanted into the mother's womb. Whoever that mother was. Although I wouldn't use a blood cell because that's already differentiated. You would use a stem cell, like a phagocyte or something, but whatever. I don't know if it works if you use a blood cell. That's something you look into. It may not actually work. 9 months later, Kurumi's clone let out her first cry. Izumi-san was only 2 years and 11 months old at the time, so she had no real memory to call her own of this. It seems this story was just the one her parents told her directly after it had happened. But I was a cruel child. After her birth, I was extremely mean towards my new little sister. I must have thought she was stealing all my parents' love. So I said horrible things like, a kid like this isn't my real sister, and pushed her away one time when she chased after me. That was awful, wasn't it? Just because I was a child was no excuse. She was left bleeding from her forehead. Things get even thicker. So if you think this through, so Izumi is supposed to be in her early 20s. Kurumi is supposed to be 17. That's more than a year, that's more than 2.5 years apart. So, maybe Kurumi's not actually a clone after all. Maybe she got replaced again. Haruka's the real Kurumi. I don't know, that's what they want you to think at least. What? I wonder if that gash is still there. It was pretty deep after all. That's why I try not to look at anyone's forehead. Hold on, Izumi-san. My heart thumps loudly in my chest. My whole body is instantly covered in goosebumps. Let me confirm this one more time. That girl's forehead has a scar on it? Izumi-san gives me a slow, deep nod while biting her lip. And then what happened to that girl after that? Izumi-san quietly continues as she gazes out into the distance. One day, Kurumi was suddenly found. Kurumi was found 3 years after she had been kidnapped. Her father doted on the clone girl, but then the real Kurumi was safely placed back into his care. The situation became troublesome. And it's exactly 3 years that were skipped. About 3 years were skipped, right? Of course, their father loved them equally, but those days were an era where clones were faced with persecution. If you kept both of them as they grew up, the fact that one of them was a clone would undoubtedly come to light. And so their father decided to give up the clone girl as she cried. She was adopted by a young, reliable couple who worked as her father's laboratory assistants at the time. Izumi-san leaves the room after finishing her story. In the empty room, my thoughts turn to Haruka, because I'm just someone's replacement. Haruka certainly said that. The most important thing about Izumi-san's story just now is that Kurumi might be Haruka's original. Haruka must be dying to learn about this sort of information. Must be dying to learn this sort of information about her roots. On the other hand, if Haruka learned the truth, she might end up suffering more, as she's self-conscious enough as it is due to the fact she's a clone. Furthermore, it might make things even more awkward if she learned that her original is an acquaintance of hers. When my thoughts reach this point, I let out a loud sigh. It echoes in the dark and quiet room. Notice how they look nothing in common, though. So it's like, usually there'd be some hints, like they kind of look the same. They don't look the same at all. Then what should I do? What should I do? That's right. Struck by a sudden idea, I spontaneously stand on top of my bed. I just need to prove those two aren't the same. Isn't that the most effective method? I'll look for the differences between them. I mean, their hair color to start. Maybe their eye color. Let's see here. Well, Haruka's eyes are slightly darker orange. That's about it. Okay. I'll pick the most distinctive one. Okay. If I do that, then Haruka will probably be able to discover herself. She should definitely discover how valuable her own existence truly is. And then history will probably change. Although this is just a baseless theory, I feel confident that this plan will work. Satisfied, I crawl into my bed. It seems tomorrow will be busy. April 4th. The existence called Haruka. A car with its headlights on comes driving from the tip of the curve. Saki turns around and lets out a small scream. A puppy trying to run leaps into my field of vision. The puppy is oblivious to the car, which releases a sharp honk. Without hesitation, Haruka swiftly rushes out onto the road towards the puppy. Haruka quickly picks it up in her arms. Immediately afterwards, the bright red flame of the car draws near her. But this is only the 4th, though. That's the funny thing. And then I woke up. Haruka, who's still holding the dog, draws an arc in the midair while staring at the scene. I thankfully wake up from this nightmare, because it's only the 4th. Triple ellipses again. I wonder what skipped. I feel my whole body covered in sticky sweat. Then I force my mind to awaken. The sun's already risen. I get out of my bed and pace around my room. By my second lap around the room, I finally realize that this is pointless and stop. Today is Thursday, April 4th. I don't have much time left. Before the day is over, I've got to find the decisive difference between Haruka and Kurumi. And then I need to protect Haruka no matter what. And that better not be the blood type. To steel my resolve, I repeat this to myself over and over again as I open the door, because we need Kurumi's blood to save Haruka. After eating breakfast in the living room, Kurumi, Yuka, and Haruka begin discussing their plans for today. Like last time, Haruka says she's going fishing, and so... Say, Haruka, would it be okay if I went fishing with you? Ask her this. Haruka nods in agreement. She seems to be a little embarrassed as a faint smile forms on her face. Koto, what's wrong? I must have spaced out for a while because her large eyes are suddenly staring directly at me. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking a bit. About what? Haruka seems a little annoyed as her cheeks puff up. Koto, is it fun being with me? Of course, I answer instantly. It seems that Haruka is so sensitive to others' mood shifts that she was able to pick up on my uneasiness just from observing my speech and conduct. Now that I think about it, I remember receiving this exact same feeling from Kurumi once. The two of them share strong powers of observation and insight as well as incredible perception. Now wait, I feel like that sensitivity is just a common characteristic amongst girls. Koto, you've got one. Huh? Got one? What do you mean? Haruka silently points to the sea. Now look, I see my fishing line is dragging out to sea. But shortly afterwards it stops. Or rather, you did. I silently reel on the fishing line and grab the tip, but there's not even bait left. Because I wasn't thinking about fishing, I didn't notice it at all. Whatever, I'm not really in the mood for fishing anyway, so it's not like I'm particularly upset. Looks like you lost. I should be stronger than one measly fish. I decide to act frustrated just once in front of Haruka. It's because you say that you're not catching anything. You might be right. Sunlight sparkles on the ocean. Haruka's smile is just as radiant as it is. When I see that extremely natural and frank smile, it makes my own existence feel filthy by comparison. If we were the same gender, would this feeling be something akin to jealousy? Continue. As I place my next bait on the hook, I absent-mindedly think about that. They really are similar. It goes without saying that Kurumi also possesses the same disposition as Haruka. They seem very different on the surface, but they really do resemble each other at that essential part. So when it comes down to it, what is the difference between them that separates their existences? Something about Haruka has something Kurumi doesn't have. What is it? And so the day ends with nothing special occurring, and with tomorrow swiftly approaching. It feels like watching a sandcastle you may start to collapse. Is there nothing I can do after all? I spent the entire day fishing with Haruka, but in the end I was unable to find out her decisive raisin deter, whatever. When night come, it's too French for me. When night came around, we had the barbecue party. I tried comparing Kurumi to Haruka by sight, but all I ended up doing was reconfirm that their external similarities and differences won't help me out. As I feel in my sense of restlessness starting to grow stronger, I only have a day left. No, wait. I try looking back on my actions today one more time. I went fishing with Haruka from the morning onwards and then went to the barbecue. When I think about it carefully, the incident between Haruka and Saki at the barbecue didn't happen this time. Okay, we'll just skip over that and just say it, okay? What does that mean? Does that mean that the shape of history is slowly changing? Because I was completely focused on Haruka today, I completely overlooked this important event. Will I get through this somehow? The flow of time is not set in stone. I know that that's a fact from the changes I've seen up until now. Even so, I am unable to wipe away this vague feeling of uneasiness. I throw the covers over my head and fall asleep. Again, more ellipses, indicating that I missed something. I missed something and this is gonna end bad. Are you awake? Vow into the starry sky. Late at night I hear a quick knock on the door, along with the clear voice I've now become accustomed to. Yeah, it's open, come on in. Alright. Of course, the one who comes into the dim room is Haruka. Sorry, were you asleep? No, I couldn't sleep for some reason, but more importantly, what about you? Is something up? I couldn't sleep either, so I wanted to ask you a favor, but I remember that on the last 5th, this was the time when Haruka invited me to go see the Shinari with her. I couldn't sleep last night either, so when I took a walk outside by myself, I saw some Shinari. Okay, same dialogue. Same idea. Is the difference supposed to be water? Something to do with water? Anyway. In other words, that means on the previous 6th, Haruka died shortly before 4:30 a.m. I'm sure that on that day of the incident, the last thing I heard before I lost consciousness was my watch alarm. In other words, that means on the previous 6th, Haruka died shortly before 4:30. Will I really get through this somehow? Our watch alarm, and at the same time, Makoto, are you awake? Haruka's quiet, restrained voice comes in from outside the door. She puts her face in front of your face, and some weird. That doesn't happen until next day, actually. Okay. Same dialogue. Okay. Okay, stars are the one thing that don't change is the movement of time. My own existence feels tiny compared to them. Okay. A powerless existence that can't do anything. Can I really protect Haruka? Suddenly I shift my gaze towards her. Okay. More of this dialogue. Or internal monologue. I call it all dialogue. Words! Okay, I can't lose her. I'll definitely change history is new. I repeat this over and over in my mind while looking at Haruka. Before long, we arrive at the coastline. As Haruka faces the sea, she looks up longingly at the shimmering stars. Her face looks anxious and it feels like she's trying to force herself to smile. Is something wrong? No, I was just fascinated by you. Idiot. A slight embarrassed expression rises to Haruka's face and she turns towards beyond the black ocean. The ocean. With those words, I also look at the ocean. Countless lights with tinges of red and yellow rise above the water's surface. They approach us before bobbing away, flickering. Okay.
誰も知ることもできない。そうだ、そっと耳を澄ませばそう。
Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. I'll just kind of let that be silent on the screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay, those words are an oath. Like, I'm going to protect you from something. You don't know what, but I'm going to protect you from it. No matter what happens, I'll definitely hold on to you. I don't want to lose you again. Haruka, what is this guy talking about? Makoto? I realize that Haruka is okay. More of this kind of thing. I won't leave. I also love this world where you exist too much. Haruka? When I look up at the sky, I suddenly see a beautiful stream of lights flash by. I will protect Haruka. I get hit by a car, like, boom. I once again suddenly swear this by myself is like, okay. Shooting star seems to bless us, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Haruka's entirety. Haruka is everything. Okay. Someone's calling my name. Who is it? Is that Haruka's voice? Let me sleep a little longer. As I try to turn over in my sleep, I am met with resistance. Makoto? Haruka grabs my shoulders and rocks them back and forth. I get it. I'm up. Whoa. I raise my upper body to open my eyes. I see mere inches away from me Haruka's face. Slam right into it. Okay. Sleeping Beauty again. Okay, not exactly the same dialogue, internal monologue, but extremely similar. You're the only one I'd ever wake up with that method, okay. A little bit different. So we arrive at the pier again. How many times have we come here? Counting today. I tried counting with my fingers. 6 times. This is the 6th time. Forced to Haruka, this is the 3rd, right? Just the 3rd. Okay, I'm still angry. New monologue. I'm still anguished because I still haven't found the decisive difference between Haruka and Kurumi. It's like you got another bite. While I'm feeling uneasy, Haruka's in an extremely good mood. Her smile is very dazzling and radiant. Okay. Oh goodness, more of this. Ugh. Okay, being as sensitive as she is, must have sensed a subtle shift in mood instantly. Okay, Haruka frowns when she sees how unhappy I look. It seems like made Haruka grow gloomy. And then Haruka suddenly leans over on my shoulders. Okay, more goosh 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 stuff. Suddenly, something inside me bursts open loudly. So, did you fart? Or did you burp? Something that Haruka has that Kurumi doesn't. When I think about it, it's so simple. That's right, it's the feeling Haruka has for me. And also the love I have for Haruka. To me, Haruka is a precious existence that can't be replaced. Because Haruka is Haruka, I truly love her. There's not a single thing or person that exists in the world that can replace Haruka. Okay. Some goosh stuff. I didn't finish reading that one.
Nani? そんなこと。
This is not how this works, but anyway.
それでどうしたの？
石原、お前はるかちゃんに何をしたんだ？あのはるかちゃんがあんな風に笑うなんて。くそ。
That is cheesy.
本当ならその役目は俺の。
Okay. Cheese is real here. Okay, so this is where they're going to give me a bunch of choices. So I didn't read that, not necessarily because I was muted or anything, it's just because I don't like to read all the goose stuff. Anyway, hopefully I clicked through slow enough that it was readable. If not, you could pause on a dialogue. Okay. 8:43 p.m. Haruka knocks on the door at the same time as last time. However, there's no way that I can accept Haruka's invitation. Haruka will be a little hurt by that, but that's unavoidable. Anything is preferable to that tragedy repeating. Outside. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen because they have to do this Karumi donates blood thing. They have to. They set that up too much. Would you like to go outside? Haruka immediately invites me. It really hurts me to see Haruka, but the end justifies the means, as they say. Well, then what should I say? Save. I skipped a slot. I left that one open. That's funny. Okay. Well, then what should I say? This. Sorry, I have a little headache. What, really? Are you alright? No, it's pretty bad.
そう
I see, then maybe next time? She says that and tries to leave the room. Wait a minute. I frantically reach out to her, grabbing her by the sleeve. Haruka, don't tell me that you're thinking about taking a walk alone, are you? Huh? Is that not good? It isn't.
そんな
Why is that? Because I'm worried. Isn't it dangerous for a girl to take a walk at night? If by any chance something were to happen to you, I couldn't go on living. Yes, I understand. If you say so, Makoto. It seems that my last words were effective. After all, those words were my emotions straight from my heart. Then you absolutely won't go outside today?
じゃあ
Yes, well then, I hope you sleep well. After Haruka leaves the room, I really do get a little headache. It seems like it's the accumulation of my prolonged anxiety. I crawl into my bed, and mere seconds later, I fall asleep. Then you go to Haruka's room, and there's a note in there. Are you awake? I'm awakened by the sound of the door being knocked in someone's voice. Is that Haruka? No, it's Kurumi because it was green. So she really does want to go outside? Yeah, it's open. Okay. Ah. Or is it Kurumi gets hit by the car and then Haruka donates blood? That's right, it's Kurumi. Why is it coming in so suddenly at this time? What, did you forget Oni-chan at noon? Kurumi said that she's coming over to visit, didn't she? But look at the skylight, it's dark. See, you and the others are going back very soon, so Kurumi thought she wanted to have more fun with you all. Certainly now that she mentions it, I feel that she did say that. Now that I think about it, you're right. So then, do you want to play something? Can we play anything? If it's something too extreme, then please cut me a break. To be honest, Kurumi just wanted to talk to you, Oni-chan. But if you say so, then Kurumi wonders if she should think up something. Huh? I'm stunned. As my mind is still in a daze from waking up, I'm unable to understand Kurumi's words very well. Well then, Kurumi sits down on the bed next to me, acting like she's deep in thought. She's so close to me that our shoulders are almost touching each other. Kurumi is blushing a little, and at that time, from outside the partly open door, I hear the sound of something striking the floor. Ding! It's the bell, right? What was that? I quickly stand up and open the door. But there's no one in the living room. I survey the entire room, then my gaze turns to the floor. There's something in front of my room. Lying on the front of the door is aspirin. Okay. The box of medicine seems to have been thrown considerably hard and it smashed. It couldn't be. I feel uneasiness strike like pain. I immediately rush over to the front of Haruka's room and knock on her door. I knock again harder this time, but there's no response. Suddenly I hear someone calling me from behind, so I turn around and it's Yuka. What are you doing? Are you looking for Haruka? She just went outside saying she was going to take a walk. I just threw an aspirin on the floor. It seems like she was crying. Ah, you were mean to Haruka, weren't you? Get a hold of yourself. Geez, Haruka is pure, you know. Hey, Yuka, Haruka went outside? Didn't I just say that? She went outside. Ah, hold it. I immediately brush Yuka aside and start running. I run through the living room and fling open the front door with all my strength. I rush outside faster than a bullet. And like that, I head towards the hill road. Just then, wait, Oni-chan, where are you going? Don't leave Kurumi alone. As I run fiercely, I hear Kurumi's voice from behind me. When I turn around, I see Kurumi standing there, staring at me with concerned eyes. But there's no time for me to be loafing around. I'm going to look for Haruka. Huh? I'll be back soon, so wait at the lodge. I plunge into the darkness after leaving her with those words. No, don't wait in the lodge. Come with me. No, do that. Is there a way to fix... Oh, no. Could it be that Haruka knows that Kurumi is her original? If that's true, then Haruka must have been really hurt. Oh. She saw me, who was supposed to have a headache, all alone with Kurumi, who was sitting really close to me on the bed. An ominous presentiment crosses my mind. As time passes, the stirring in my heart swells more and more to the point where it feels endless. Haruka, where is she right now? Wow, this is interesting. Haruka's nowhere to be found here, just where could she have gone? I wonder why that's an option. Where I never went through until now. Went there until now. In this entire playthrough. Interesting. Please be safe. Viewpoint Park. We know it's not here. Haruka, are you here? Please answer me. We also never went here in this playthrough. It's kind of funny. I wonder why it's an option. I was this out while searching about the vicinity, but I still don't see Haruka. Moon Beach. It's useless Haruka isn't here. If it's come to this, I have no choice but to search every square inch of the island. Anyway, I can't bear standing still like this. Plop, when I come to my senses, it's begun to rain, as if the first drop were a single innumerable, as if that first drop were a single innumerable raindrops come falling from the sky all at once. Or a signal, there you go. My clothes get wet and cling to my skin, freezing my whole body. The rain crashes down on the asphalt. The rain crashing down on the asphalt becomes a thin fog, and the cold, wet air pierces my nose. This is exactly the same smell from that time, the smell from the day of pouring rain. Haruka's in the middle of this intense downpour. My heart feels like it's being crushed. My impatience has grown so strong that I can't even breathe very well. If I find Haruka quickly, then she won't. More ellipses. There's Haruka, but Kirby didn't come with us, so she's gonna die again because I didn't do enough Kirby stuff my first pass. Oh dear. As if bathing in the rain, Haruka stands on the shoreline road with her head lifted and her arms spread out. So like the Christ pose. Haruka? Haruka? At the sound of my voice, Haruka slowly turns around. The pained look on her eyes makes my chest tighten up heavily. Thaki is way ahead on the street. The puppy, having found his master, goes running towards her from the opposite side. And then the headlights cut to the darkness. From there on out, it's the second coming of my former nightmare. Everything's the same as that night. I ring out a loud scream from within my body. I failed a good and I couldn't save her. I couldn't protect Haruka. ... With the skillful handling, the doctor performs hemostasis treatment, which seems to have at least successfully stopped the bleeding. However, the looks of things, I know that it's too early to jump to conclusions. I hate to tell you this, but she's already lost most of her... Okay, same thing. I now know that our blood types are incompatible, but there's nothing I can do about it anymore. I can't do anything about it. I touch Haruka's hand. Okay.
Makoto? Itai. 大丈夫だよ。すぐまた。ごめん、誠。少し疲れちゃった。
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Makoto. I'm a little tired. I guess I shouldn't have taken that evening stroll after all. Haruka? I've got to sleep. Yuka's going to scold me for this tomorrow. Her eyes slowly begin to close. Wait. And then, going to sleep now, okay? Good night. Ring the bell, and we get bad end. And the bell goes off. Yep. Subtle. I watched this all the way through now. Never mind. Okay. So if I go to the extras, it's going to tell me I got the Haruka bad end. Right. And if I go to the movies, it's going to tell me that I got no new movies. And the CGs, you got this one. Now we got the kissing ones. Okay. There are 2 missing. So I think I know how to fix this. Let's see if there are new tips. Which... Nope, there's not. Okay, you got way more of the musics. But anyway, so I didn't read a whole lot of that because I didn't want to read because it was so gushy. But anyway, I think I know how to fix this. You have to do more Karumi things, essentially. So it isn't even worth it going and trying to save scum. Because I just didn't... I'm pretty sure that different choices in the second go-around isn't going to even matter. I'll try it just to be exhaustive. But I honestly don't think it's going to work at all. Princess Beach. This one I haven't checked. There's nowhere to be found here. Correct. So it doesn't matter where you pick. You can't find her. Right. Okay. I'm going to take a short pause and then come back and try to rectify the situation. Okay, let's try to do more Karumi stuff. Try to get Karumi to go to the shrine so that we can try to get the good Haruka ending. So we're gonna load that linchpin of Cooler Karumi, which I had on June 5th at 28 seconds, or 28 minutes, which is 28 minutes after midnight. Okay. A lot of headaches. Okay, and honestly, I'm worried about Karumi too. Okay, and then we're going to click through this dialogue quickly because I already did this dialogue. Spacebar. Depends on which spring you want to wear out. The one in your keyboard or the one in your mouse. Okay, then we go and we find Karumi self-conscious about something. Oh, there's an option here? Okay. I guess there's like a bailout. You can bail out and go back to the pool if you want to. Gives you a second chance. Can you learn about the cherry blossoms? See this art asset? Okay. A lot of this bumping around here.
昨日のお米のこと、まさか昨日誠くんが言ってたことって。
Let me see here. Okay, Carl starts with little consequence. Okay, cool.
おい、実際、
で、
泉、あや、
Okay.
釣り、
だろあ、
触れた魚、生きた、生きた、指先、命。さ、ねえ、何そんなこと、なんかとても違うよ。そうだと誰そういうも
My space bear is gonna be so dead. Or it's just gonna hate me. Okay.
どうしだからわからん思い信じ
さっき気がついた。
気が人間別だけどそうこのあであ姫
だ、あ、そうっすってね。いやね、つまり、僕は、
だ彼ら昔というでだからだねもしか聞いてでこの近くそれでじゃあさ泉そだたみ神なの実感
まさか、
あじこれ
Okay.
ないいだいいそれお
お、鬼
鬼だってなる鬼もうそれよりさっき
はおい、もちろん、おみ、
And we do go.
さっき
え
だ
わ
で
はるかちゃん、君よ。まあ、そのたな。
なんでも
Okay, and what do you do here? Pressing is slightly better, is what he said. Okay.
そんなしてな何だった
え、あんな、
いいないか釣りな
And here, you have no heart is slightly longer. Okay.
ない したどうして死ん私死ん私
I still haven't figured out why Saki knows that Haruka is a clone. We also haven't figured out who smoked the cigarette.
おねいいじゃんケイははるかもうそうね
約束
Although we can kind of eliminate, it's not Yuka or Haruka. So that kind of leaves Izumi, Kurumi, and Okuhiko. But it's probably not Okuhiko either if I'm thinking about this right.
約束それ約束
Maybe someone's ending they light a cigarette right before they go back in time. Okay. Dot 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 is longer but not as good. Whatever.
約束送り
どうしてはるかち
あはどだからねあえ見てあ
ゃん僕
送り
なあ
Okay. See here. Yeah, you did is better. Okay.
これできそうしょ私心が私に人心世界
Okay. They're both the same, I say.
愛しどの竹と輝いそれはただ誠確かめそれほんキスそう誠そうじゃあじゃあキスじゃあこれ
どうして
誠
優しい
私と
はるかち
私と
ゃんいやある
Okay. We get in this really dumb fight where Okuhiko thinks all the girls belong to him.
はるかちゃん僕はわからはる引っ込んでいたあれは
さっきとりあえず
大丈夫
私
Okay.
だから誰かのコピーに驚いそう
And then little difference, basically none. Okay.
誠に落ち着そうそんなこと普通のクローンは言わないんだけどなんだはるか泉さん早く どうかしたの？
Izumi says so much stuff about clones.
黒けどパパは何もだ
Now let's see if we actually get to go with Kurumi to the shrine this time.
ああ、これさっきテニスの後くるみちゃんとお土産
Okay, she gets the keychain.
にあげ
She's ready back for the bell.
それじゃあじゃあ
Whatever you choose turns out to be true just because you chose it.
ま
Okay.
お店に行く
にあ、いや
Oh, we have to do the test of courage first, don't we?
こあまこともくるまだ
なん
聞いてる
Okay.
それで日本かとだそれにねこれかで私それでここにそうこ考えできなじゃあもうなんだそれ同じで分かっ
Okay, we let Yuka down. So you can use the Haruka thing. I don't think this part actually matters, though.
無縁縁がはたしほんあの日はたあれかあくるみもあそうそう近く一旦なまあじゃあ各自
Okay, let's see if the choice actually comes up.
くるみどうかしたくるみちゃん
Oh. This one I'm about to enter my room. Haruka stares firmly at Kurumi and says this, Kurumi, you have pretty skin. Okay.
なんでもないよでも本当にそうだねくるみちゃん背中洗いっこしよっか
What is true, Kurumi-chan? What do you say to me giving you a backwash?
あそういえばくるみお江戸でがってん見なくちゃ
Okay. So, Haruka just kind of compliments herself by complimenting Kurumi.
本当にごめんねじゃあ
Okay. So yeah, this choice only comes up
れじゃあくるみちゃん。
Crud. This is why you save scum. You have to choose Kurumi what's wrong. Oh no. Here we go around again. There's gotta be a shortcut for this. Let me, skip fast forward is control. Oh! Well, that helped. Go follow Kurumi. Yeah, this is, I'm liking this. You can't skip the car cranking for some reason. Z Go. Okay. Give her a hard time. You have no heart question? Done. Okay. I'll be the nicer choice. Yeah, you did. I no response. I haven't. No, it's not like that. Because sway her. How could you? Honestly, I was a bit surprised. Whatever. Scissors. Okay, so because when I went around the first time and got back to here, like in each one of these choices, I would save scum, right? So I would try each choice and see what would happen. This choice though only had one choice grayed out, indicating that I hadn't tried both choices, which seems to be that I hadn't doing my Haruka trial. I hadn't actually gotten here, so it appears like you don't actually get this choice unless you go with Kurumi to Viewpoint Park. The problem is that if you could what a TV addict, that doesn't work. So Kurumi what's wrong might work. I don't know. Let's try it.
それじゃあくるみちゃん。
Okay, Kurumi what's wrong is what works. Okay, so you have to hit Kurumi what's wrong. Okay, I'll write that down. So point to go to the shrine. You have to first go with Kurumi to Viewpoint Park. then choose Kurumi What's Wrong. I'm writing something down, that's why I'm like staggering here. Kurumi What's Wrong. Then you get it. You have to do both those things. Okay, so it's a little bit of a tight needle thread. Okay. So you're doing this.
お兄面白い。うんいいから。だから
Okay, so we go through this. We've already gone through this dialogue when I did the Yuka route. Not knowing that's where I was going.
お姉ちゃんが
Shikinomori.
だい昔だったじゃあ
You want to go up there.
条件そんなだってそして
I mean, I could choose don't go, but I don't see why I would choose that.
ねえお兄もしも兄ちゃん例えば
Okay.
じゃあ
Some man, which when I first played this, I thought was like living inside the shrine, but probably was just like walking by. Okay, cool. Now,
だくるみちょ
so let's see if that helps. I don't know, but see if it helps.
もう
You're out. You're, oops. Okay, hopefully that doesn't break anything.
私
Okay, we're gonna try Haruka's route here. I mean, fish aren't clones of other fish. Do the barbecue. Oh! Whoa. So you get this scene if you go with Kurumi up into the shrine. Huh, it gets triggered. That's interesting. Okay, I've already seen it though.
私今でもすごくしがプラス学校が
We haven't gotten all of the variations of this art asset though. If I look in the CGs,
別にとにかく いつ
I don't know, bonus
だから
collection thing.
でねその日も私は鳩確かそう2話の1時に12時だけど1日だから右の左のそんなそしたら男の子見覚えその日の美術テストでもね
I think maybe you get that if you choose to go with Haruka. When you have that choice, like earlier, where who would you spend the day with? Okay, so this triggers this scene. But we came off of
温泉
Ruby goes missing.
誠はここ
Find Kurumi.
前
See a talisman. Okay. Look her out. Yuka route. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pause the recording here. Okay, I gotta figure out what happens with that one line of dialogue. So I'm gonna go to that. So he did this long problem-solving session with Yuka. Yuka figures it all out.
今日の夕方それじゃ
Okay. So then you get the
どう
bell.
いうこと？どうして？
Okay, so he problem solves it. Okay. April 6th. It's raining. Okay, what's the notepad say? I'm going there. I have a reason that means I have to go there no matter what, but you mustn't come after me. If it's you, you'll understand, right? If you go there, the same thing will happen again in the end. History definitely won't change. You swore it, didn't you? I'll never again go back to the shrine. That's why, okay, please, you mustn't come after me. Third law of Professor Yuka's love formula. Promises must be kept. Yuka. Okay, so it changes it. So, if you don't play tennis with Yuka, instead of it being that you said you would do, we had this thing bet where if you lost in tennis, you could do anything you wanted for it. I could have you ask you to do anything I wanted you to do for me, and you would do it. Instead, she switches to the third law of Yuka's love formula. Okay, so it just modifies it. So oddly, pursuing Kurumi goes the Yuka route. Huh. Now I'm all stumped. Now I'm like, what? Oh dear. Do I have to go shopping with Saki? Do I have to save scum the... Huh. Okay, let's try really intense save scumming then. Moon Beach. She's nowhere to be found. Please be safe. Princess Beach. Still don't see her. Viewpoint Park. Okay. I don't know if there would be a right combination there at the end. I'll have to think about this a little bit here. Okay, so what I got is every time. Basically, every time you go with Kurumi to the shrine, you trigger the Yuka ending. Just automatically. If you do that, it triggers the Yuka ending. Even if you haven't picked Yuka in any choices before then. So I was totally wrong about that. So you can't do that, that's not an option. So I guess the next thing I'm going to try to do, since I don't have any other... Well, I have one other idea right now, but the least bad idea I have is... try to save scum the Haruka ending. That's what I was trying to do here. Okay. Say, yeah. Okay, we get the Haruka loop. Eternally Sleeping Beauty. Okay, wake up, do some dialogue, and then immediately save somewhere, which will be here. Okay. Of course. Okay, it's the same answer, though. Okay. I think this doesn't... You can't do anything here, either. And... I tried this, this didn't change anything. Fifth. Oh, maybe this is the alter. Okay, I don't feel like it right now. Huh? Why not? A very bewildered expression rises to Haruka's face. This is bad. Could it be that she misunderstood me? It looks like I'll have to use a more convincing excuse. Well, the truth is I have a little headache. Oh, it's the same thing? Okay. What?
そう。そんな。
Okay, so that didn't change anything. That was the same choice.
起きてる？
Rumi comes around. Do I have a choice here?
ほら。くるみ。それじゃ。
Okay, so that happens. Huh. So unlike Yuka's, there isn't really like a bunch of choices at the end. Well, next thing I'm gonna try is this is lame. Go back to the forest. So load the save file. Okay, 605 is 1754. There is no such thing. Oh, this one. Yep. Go to Prince's speech. However, before I know it, Kurumi is nowhere to be found. Hey, Kurumi! Hey, where'd you go? Kurumi-chan? I look for her. I look at the bedrooms, the loft, the kitchen, the bathroom, the restrooms, even the garbage can, just to be safe. She's nowhere to be found, at least nowhere inside. Oh right, I put on my shoes and go out the front door. I found her. Kurumi is leaning on the fence on the terrace, gazing out at the ocean. Kurumi? What is it, Oni-chan? Kurumi, you're going to Prince's Beach, right? Yeah. To have the crab sumo wrestle, right? That's right, and Kurumi will be the crab sumo referee. Yeah, I already heard it from you, but you don't need to tell me twice. Well, you asked. I cut off Kurumi and continue to speak. I'll go with you. Huh? Why? Doesn't a sumo need an audience? There'll be no other crabs competing, right? The only one watching will be the referee. Right. I'll be the audience. Really? Yeah, leave it to me. When Kurumi hears this, she shows me her usual bright smile. Prince's Speech. Okay. The hidden beach surrounded by tall cliffs that serves as a barrier to isolate it from its surroundings. It took us a little more than 10 minutes to walk here. Alright, let's catch some crabs. Ma'am, yes ma'am. I head towards the rock area likely to have crabs. Or ... Huh. Gotcha. That was fast. It hasn't even been 5 minutes, and yet Kurumi's already caught a crab under some rocks. Kurumi grabs the edge of the rock and peeks down at the ditch that's been eroded by seawater. Hey, don't trip. Wow, there's a lot of crabs here. Oh, whoa. For some reason, a large group of crabs have gathered in the shadow of the rocky area. Oh, the sight of them in swarms is unsettling. Hey, do you think this is a school of crabs? Do know. Yay, crabs! Kurumi bodily reaches her hand into the group of crabs. Kurumi, don't put your hands there. Crabs! Kurumi lifts up the second crab with all her strength. It seems there are no need to worry. Hey, Mr. Crab, want to play rock, paper, scissors with Kurumi? Ready, set, rock, paper, scissors. Yay, Kurumi won. Seems she wanted to see a crab lose at rock, paper, scissors. So carefree. Deciding to leave the crab capturing to Kurumi, I decide to sneak off for a little while. Huh? And what's wrong? No, it's nothing. Kurumi just picked up something a little interesting. Something interesting? Yeah, the bell? Show me. Alright, if you beat Kurumi in rock, paper, scissors. Huh? Let's go rock, paper, scissors. Go! Kurumi stretches out the crab's claw out. Incidentally, I have paper. Why would you do that? It's a crab. Kurumi happily addresses the crab. Geez, don't name it. I have paper. Like Kurumi said, you don't get to see it, Oni-chan. Huh, enough is enough. Ready, go. Before long, the two crabs begin to sumo on a flat rock being used as the arena. There's like missing things here. Oh goodness. Wait, is that the crab that beat me in rock, paper, scissors earlier? I guess giving it a name was a good way to distinguish them. Okay. Kurumi takes the winning crab and the losing crab and strokes them equally. After that, she lets the losing crab go while waving sorrowfully at it. It's quite a pleasant scene. Kurumi, you're always having fun, aren't you? Yeah, Kurumi wonders about that. It may look that way, but Kurumi's got tons of worries. Kurumi's in the 12th grade. It's a stressful age. Liar. It's true. Now what kinds of worries are you talking about? For example, getting to the final level of Treasure Strike only to find she can't leave it no matter what. And so the final day of April Crab Sumo Wrestling Tournament has concluded safely. It's over, yeah. Earthquake? The ground is shaking. What? This might have been the strongest earthquake I've felt in my few days here. We support each other and wait for the tremors to subside. Before long, the tremors die down, and as if they're being pulled away by the waves. It's calmed down. That sure came out of nowhere. We take a breath and walk over to the basket with our lunches in it. We stuff ourselves with the sandwiches that it seems Izumi-san made for us. I'm really grateful to you and Izumi-san. Having calmed down after having a sip of black tea, I say this. Huh? With the sandwich crammed in my mouth, Kurumi gives me a puzzled expression. Even though we're unrelated to you, you've done so much for us, especially Izumi-san. If she weren't here, then we'd probably be starving to death about now. It's fine, don't worry about it so much. Kurumi swallows the sandwich in one gulp. Besides, it's not like Oni-chan is unrelated to you. Huh? Because at Oni-chan's college, Oni-chan... Oh. Kurumi stops talking and places a hand over her mouth, as if to say, oh crap. She's wearing the guilty face of a child who's been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. My college? What do you mean by that? Who knows? Now that Kurumi really thinks about it, they're completely unrelated. Hey, don't play dumb. Kurumi, just remember that she has an important errand to take care of. See you, Oni-chan. Kurumi, hold on. Kurumi takes the basket with sandwiches. I'm still hungry. I'm just also concerned about what Kurumi said earlier. Okay. When I enter the shop, Izumi-san greets me smiling as always. Where's Kurumi? I heard the two of you were together. Kurumi, right? Kurumi said that Izumi-san has some sort of connection to my college. Curious, I stared at Izumi-san's face. Is there something on my face? Oh no, there isn't. So there really is something. What should I do? Well, there's no harm in asking, I suppose. I heard from Kurumi, but... Izumi-san, you have some connection to my college? Izumi-san instantly averts her gaze from me and answers. Hee, geez, if Kurumi said it, I guess it can't be helped. The truth is, I am a graduate from your college, Mikado-ken. Huh? Are you surprised? Yes, it was quite unexpected. It's not like it was something I was trying to hide, but I never felt it was necessary to mention it. Though I feel like I should have done so earlier. I suppose it's because it's embarrassing to think that we could have unwittingly missed each other on campus. Oh, so that's what it was. Izumi-san is a graduate from my college. It really is a small world. What are the odds of that? Thanks for the meal. Izumi-san shrimp pilaf has finally satisfied my hunger. Izumi-san cleans up the plates and plates I ate off of with a happy face. By the way, yes? Are you free from now on? Huh, yeah, I'm free. Have you heard from Yuka-chan? Everyone's gathering here at 5 today. Yeah, what's happening at 5? We're all having a barbecue. Wow, so there's a lot of preparations that must be made. I see. But I'm running the shop, you know. Yes. I know where she's trying to go with this, so I just nod my head. She's trying to go with, you're supposed to help. That's why I want you to help with the preparations as well. I see. What? Can you do me a favor for me? I just remembered the truth is there's something I have to do. Sorry, Izumi-san. What, really? Izumi-san pouts. But you can choose to help her intentionally. Of course, I had nothing to do. I just quickly came up with an excuse. I don't think it's fair if I'm the only one helping out with the preparations. Long story short, it's too much of a hassle. I see. Then it can't be helped. I'm really sorry. No, it doesn't really matter. I was planning to go on my own anyway. Besides, as you can see, the shop's empty as always. There's more than enough time to take care of everything, so it should be okay. Right, well, good luck. Thanks for the food. Well, yes, well, then don't be late for the meeting time, okay? I'll be fine. Those words I leave Luna Beach. Before long, the sun is setting and the promised time arrives. Okay. Why were there so many ellipses? So many ellipses. So that didn't. Why did we get the cherry blossom scene? Huh? Well, I'll go with it, but this is odd because I picked that off the the Haruka route save file. Can I fast forward?
なんであんなに来ちゃダメって。
Oh.
くるみちゃん
Did it Yuka route me? Yeah, Yuka routed me. Okay, I'm gonna pause again. I am so confused. I picked off of something from from down here. I picked off from the, like, Haruka route stuff. And then, so that's when I didn't go with Kurumi to the Kurumi and to either the Shikinomori Shrine or to Viewpoint Park. But then when I chose Kurumi for the, like, crab sumo, then it triggered that Yuka thing. And we took Yuka to the shrine. What? It's like if you touch Kurumi, then she makes you, funnels you into a Yuka ending just by, like, interacting with her a little bit. Okay. That makes me curious. Let me try something else. So we're going to load the same file we loaded, but instead of going with Kurumi, let's go with Yuka. Here. So grab this one. Yuka. Well then. Yuka reties the ribbon on the back of her head. We're going now. Hold on. Can I come with you? Come with me to see the cherry blossoms? Yeah. No way. If I said that, what would you do? Well, I already have a save, so I'm just not gonna... If you said that... Gotcha, that was a lie, I joke. Let's go see the cherry blossoms together. Is she teasing me? It's difficult to tell from that grin of hers. Alright then, we're off. Haruka, Kurumi, see you later. We say goodbye to Kurumi and Haruka, then leave the lodge. It's the very picture of a wide blue sky. The springtime haze is hanging in the air all across the sea, making a yacht traveling across the water seem like an illusion as it creates whitecaps. The fluttering balmy breeze sways Yuka's hair. The sight of her mussed-up hair brushing her cheeks is rather attractive. Okay, whatever. You continue walking by the cool morning coastline towards the cherry blossom trees. Say, Yuka, you said that we'd all be gathering at 5, didn't you? Yes? Sounds like there's some sort of plan. That's a secret. Huh, seriously, what is it? Do you want me to tell you? Why else would I be asking? It's not like this... I'm not liking this attitude of yours. Fine then, it's not like I really wanted to hear it anyway. Well, you're starting to pout again. I'm not pouting. Yes, you are. Second law of Professor Yuka's love formula. Audacity is essential for guys. Okay. That again. If you give up immediately and pout like that, your long-awaited chance that's just one step away will escape from you. But Yuka, didn't you say that the first law of your love formula was dislike persistent men? That was that. This is this. Okay. In times when you should push through until the end. And in times when you should back off quickly. That's what it means, got it? Yeah. So then what are we planning to do when we gather at 5? Do you want me to tell you? Yes, I've been saying all day that I would appreciate it if you would so kindly tell me. I try to keep my frustration at bay. Very well, since you've gone this far to say it, I shall tell you. The truth is, we thought we'd be trying having a barbecue on Princess Beach tonight. Huh, a barbecue? Yep. That's it? That's it. Geez, that's not something you needed to go that far to hide, did you? Right, it wasn't. Then why? Well, because you're so easy to tease, I just wanted to try lording it over you for a bit. You... Besides, Mikoto, you were so cute. Cute? Yeah, it was really cute how desperate you looked. It was kind of like a newborn puppy. The teasing never seems to cease. As she walks next to me, an expression that can only be described as bliss starts to rise to her face. Okay. In an instant, her blissful smile somehow melts away all of my irritation. At the same time, we've arrived here, in other words, at the row of cherry blossom trees. Countless petals flutter down and scatter. Okay. I believe the style looks the same. Hey, Makoto? While gazing at the petals flowing in the wind, Yuka suddenly asked me a question. What if I pick in middle school?
そっか。私もだけど、その恋は中3の春に4月の始業式の日に。
Okay, so same story, right?
どこでも同じだと思うけど。
Oh, I think I get
学校中が
why the art assets are different. Is because this one takes place during the day, whereas the other one takes place during the evening. This is just a brighter version.
クラス替えがあって、ブカブカの真新しい制服を着学校が午前中に終わっても他のクラスに散った仲良しの子を探してね。
Okay.
だけど、ただそういうでも単純に最終学年にそんな美術別とにか伸ばす。いつそういうだからでね。鳩確かそう2は1時12だ1だから右の左そんな。そして男の見覚えその日美術テストでもねダメだったしだってだけど地震
Earthquake? Taken aback as I let my gaze wander aimlessly, now I'm checking for the signs of one. It's shaking. The core of my body has certainly been ensnared by the delicate shaking of the ground. The tourists here and there in the area also sense the subtle unexpected change and nervously pay attention to their surroundings. You're right. And in that instant I mutter this. Rumble. The tremors arrive together with a shockwave that feels like they're pushing up. These are the main tremors that come after the preliminary ones. This is the amplitude wave after the longitudinal one that comes first. This is the second earthquake since we came here, because the two polarizations have different propagation speeds. It feels stronger than the one on the first. Can it only be felt on the tip of this cape? Yuka grabs the fence with both of her hands and bends down a bit, waiting for the tremors to calm down. I also grasp the fence with one hand and both my feet. I step firmly on the ground, shaking like the belly of a beast. In the midst of this, I hear a small sound. A certain high-pitched metallic sound I know I've heard before. Impossible. In the twinkling of an eye, goosebumps begin to spread over my whole body. My shaking knees are not due to the earthquake. I reflexively search for the source of the sound. The ringing sound is in the direction of Yuka's feet. I squint and stare at the ground's surface. Sparkling light. Sharp light pierces both my eyes. That's impossible. Okay. So the bell. And they're like, why do you have that? Why do you have that? But the little girl's not here this time. Oh, she is here. Why would she be here both times? Just the story changes depending on your choice? Okay.
じゃあまた後で5時にルナビーチ
Okay. look for the girl. Okay, so she's now right in front of the fish market. About that bell. Oh, you're that. Listen, I want that bell back no matter. I gave it away. Okay, same thing happens. Okay. I can't skip this part. Saki and Haruka's happy faces. Why do they seem so happy even though they fought only yesterday? Kurumi, come here. Can't skip this part for some reason.
あ、そっか。うん。さきさん、本当はそれでお兄ちゃんが来る前って言っても4時ぐらいだけど、お姉ちゃんがさきさんのベッド。そういうこと。ほら、お姉ちゃんって。うん。はるかさんはそれはどうかな。なんだかんだ言っても、あ、別にこれといってただくるみには。
Oh.
これ悪いと思って。
Okay. Huh.
くるみがいないの。
So they run to the shrine, right? Then you end up Kurumi routed. I mean, Yuka routed. Oops. If you end up on the Yuka route. Okay. Well, I'm seriously kerfuffled now, but the next thing I'm going to try is... loading again the choice of go to the pool or Kurumi. Pick Kurumi, but then go to the hot spring and don't actually go with Kurumi to the shrine. So 6-5-28. That's definitely not it. It is, okay. Load. Do this.
く行こ
Oh, I goofed up. Okay. Do this again. I'll see if there's another control I can use here. Go follow Kurumi. Does K work? Oh, okay. Even faster now. Okay, do what a TV addict. Okay. See if this gives me extra choice.
う。なんだか
お猿
知らないのはるか。あここの温泉えあれうんでもそれじゃあ
Okay, so it does not give you an extra choice. Huh. Well, with that, I'm kinda stumped, so I guess I'm gonna stop this recording session here.